tips on a day-to-day basis. I know you're great at it, so
Oh, no, it's just because it's been my journey too. So I always learn, Frid. It's very nice that she has created something that really hand holds you through every step. But that is the skill set part of it. The most important part is your mindset. Your mindset needs to come before the skill set. So if you feel today I'm looking at this whole shopping list, I'm kind of getting lost. How much time do I have for grocery? I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do it. It is important for you to remember there is no perfectionism required here. It is more about performance improvement. So maybe I would suggest go over the shopping list, circle maybe 2 or 3 options per. Vegetables, definitely, the more the merrier. The more color you add, the better. Maybe fruits couple, your grains, however you want to do, just minimize your list in your mind into this is my week to week version rather than looking at, oh my gosh, like these are so many things and so many recipes, or how do I do that? Even when you do, like we discussed last time, 0.1% more than what you did yesterday, it will guide you towards the next step. So don't get overwhelmed when you look at these recipes and all that, because I used to do the same thing. Like I'm raising children and I have to school, I have work, I have jobs. How am I going to cook and all that? Then I started doing, okay, instead of getting cabbage as, for example, I don't have time to grate the cauliflower, but I can get cauliflower rice instead. So that makes it easy because I don't have time to grate the cauliflower right away, but I would like that cauliflower soup to be made. So then I started looking at, okay, instead of cauliflower rice, regular cauliflower, I'll get frozen raw cauliflower rice and I'll make it that way. Instead of cabbage, you don't have time to cook, you don't have time to clean, you don't have to get the coleslaw. Coleslaw mixes are already pre-chopped for you. So you can ease the timing by creating some, and these are questions you should ask. Like I have 15, 20 minutes in my sessions, in during the sessions that I have 15 or 20 minutes between my, work day. How do I create this meal? Pre-preparation always goes a long way. My mentor always taught me your, persistency of knowledge will always get you there, but consistency will keep you stay there. That never fails. It always is consistently what you do. And I don't care if I'm using the same soup 3 times in a week, but if I make a big batch on Sunday, I know I have pre-prepped for 3 days already. So pre-prepping becomes a big part of your planning. You don't have to create new recipes every day. I really have umpteen of gratitude for people who cook every day. I don't belong to that group, but I belong to a multiple cycle group of like, okay, this is my cauliflower cabbage recipe. I'm going to multiply it with by 3. I am going to take my glass containers. I will make 3 portions of them. I will put them in the fridge for the next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lunch. I'm done. I don't have to worry about it. Then by Saturday, Sunday, you have to repeat the cycle again because there is no way I can say your life will ever get very, very comfortable of making all these recipes from scratch. You have to learn how to multitask, but not create stress of this food because sometimes we say, tomorrow is a better day. Tomorrow is again a better day. Let me try that. It is never going to be a perfect scenario. Just do the best you can. But we organize our house, we organize our, professional life, we organize our financial life. The same thing is food. You think food is like a bank account. That knowledge that we are giving you is the bank account, but you have to start investing the time to make it a saving of your health later. So that's where we always say, ask questions like, I know this is good for me. I know this is happening. Where can I find the time to do it? So we can give you some tips like, hey, instead of grading this, grab this. Because this is how I learned myself. I don't belong to more than 20 minutes in the kitchen. So in 20 minutes, you can tell me, like, for example, if I am making a recipe for, say, like this was such a good example that you said, told us today, Shivani, is the cubes. I always, when mint is in season, I make the batter of the mint and the cilantro version, and I make silicone cubes out of them. So whenever I need it, I do it. The same thing when I had raising 2 kids with severe food allergies. I used to make my Indian masala on Saturday and Sunday, put them in the cubes. So I know by the time I have to prepare the vegetables, my masala is ready. All I have to do is put the vegetables in, it's there. So once you get into that habit of preparing basic steps, it becomes easier. Animal protein takes the longest to cook. That's why it takes the more time. Plant-based is BPA-free container in your pantry. All you got to do is open the container and you're ready to prepare something. Animal protein, in only eggs, I could say. I don't eat a lot of that myself, but even if I'm preparing, my first thing is, okay, I need to clean the fat and then this and then this. And then I'm like, okay, might as well just leave it. It's not something I would like to do. But there are options that you can prepare quick in advance. But everything goes with a label. Like we said, if it comes from a plant, it doesn't have a label. If it is made in a plant, you have to read the label.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Deepika. And sorry, Diksha. Deepika was saying something that all the recipes, like she was able to make them in 30 minutes in the program. That's great. Thanks for sharing, Deepika. But as Diksha said, I like how she said that not everybody has time to cook like 3 meals a day or like fancy meals. Like, oh my gosh. So in the detox program or in the phase 1 program, I tell people to keep it simple. Just make smoothie for breakfast, just make salad. As Diksha said, you can just get pre-cut vegetables like coleslaw and things like that and just have it ready. And then dinner, if you have time, you can make it, and that also you can pre-prepare. You can make a big batch of soups. We have recipes of soups in the program that you can do. So it's very important to see that you are you're coming from different backgrounds. You're professionals. You have, you spend all day energy in working, and then as moms, as if you're taking care of the kids, and then all the other stressors, and we are the last person to take care of ourselves. So I like the planning that Diksha just discussed. Like, we can work on that planning, and we can plan it and not procrastinate and consistently do an effort. It can definitely give you results. And remember that it's not a one time deal or a one time thing. We are working on transformation here. So if you're not able to do something, don't beat yourself up for it. But at the same time, I would like to see in the next meeting on Wednesday, what were the things that you were able to do? So if you share that, it will be good for everybody, so that we can learn from each other and we can encourage each other. And not everybody has, I always, we don't have 32 hours or 25 hours even. But I think if we had 25 hours, we'll still be busy and not focusing on ourselves. Because as women, we take care of everything else but ourselves. So